Welcome back to another episode of FoolCraft, the server that definitely isn't Hermitcraft, like I said last episode, and we got no time for silly intros. I'm going to mention it again. You've heard me say this many times. I'm going on a skiing vacation, and I haven't gone yet, and this video actually, I believe, comes out when I get back, so I thought we should start off this video popping on here, making sure that everything is working okay, so I can get this thing running before I go away. So it's been a day since I recorded the last episode of FoolCraft, and everything has backed up, which is exactly why we do this. Now, it's filled up with this stuff, and there might actually be another ore that produces something like this as well. So we've got to double check and make sure we've covered for this stuff. But you can see here, you can use it to triple ores in an induction smelter. You can also use it to quadruple them as well. And I don't think I want to fuss around making another liquid and setting up a whole bunch of stuff just to, you know, quad those ores because we get a little bit from gold. So over here, what we're going to have to do is basically attach a drawer somewhere. In fact, if this is all part of the same conduit network, I could hide it out of the way of that area because I'm probably going to go and expand this at some point, as, you know, all the ores have backed up and I have no idea if this thing was able to run fast enough to keep up with everything. So we're going to slap that into there. We're going to give it some upgrades. And then I think we just need to set it to green. We should also lock it and quantify it as well, as we always do. Wow, I did not pick a good spot, did I? There's stuff all in the way here. And then we're going to set this thing to insert mode. And what we should see is stuff going in there straight away. And that's because these extract on the green channel, which is fantastic. And now everything is running again. The machines are making a lot of noise. And they should be moving that gold dust over onto this side. So what I want to do for the beginning of this episode, if I get time, is expand the amount of furnaces, expand the amount of these things, maybe double in total. So I've got no idea if it's going to be able to keep up with all of this, but look, we've filled up an entire drawer with iron, and now all the stuff coming in is getting voided. Now you may notice this is slightly larger than usual, and that's because I've gone and added another row at the top. We now have these three right here, and it just occurs to me that I haven't set these up properly at all. Let's go check them out. We've got poor tin ore coming through, poor zinc ore, and poor nickel ore. So two of those will help us with our singularities, which, by the way, we are not doing very good on. Everything I'm trying is just not fast enough, but it's all learning experience, I guess, you know. When we play modded with these things again, we'll know what's required of them. And so those are now draining, they're going into here, and they're smelting. Fantastic. Right, that is awesome. So like I said, I'm going to be expanding this. Quickly though, we're going to do a singularity check. If I could spell. And there you go. Quite a few over 100, but some are still lagging behind. It's going to take a long time, and I want to get this thing running at full pelt before I go away, because then it's going to have a week to basically run round the clock, and when we come back we should hopefully have loads of singularities. Well, having flicked through all the pages of this right here, there are a couple of other types of ore that produce tar and flint, but these aren't things we're putting through the system. The only one that is going to produce something we can't deal with was the gold. It produces cinnabar. Also, what was that on the page back there? Oh, redstone. Of course, we don't need that. So that is that problem fixed, and unless there's something else I've mixed, this should no longer back up like it did just then. I am also going to trash all of this iron because we've got a fair amount of iron singularities, and if this thing actually catches up with itself before I go, that'd be really good to see how it operates. So we're going to pump all of this into a trash can for now and hope it will be able to smelt everything else. I've actually gone ahead and trashed quite a few things because there's quite a few ores coming through here that don't contribute to singularities, and that's really what we need to hone down on. And yes, I have expanded this massively. It has been crazy to put together. Look at that conduit network, all neatly organized, really good stuff. And I mean, if you want to count the amount of additions, go right ahead. I had to rejiggle some things for the magma crucibles to work. And why do you have nothing in you? Let's go and diagnose. But anyway, there's a whole bunch of materials. Do you know what? I'm not sure what one it actually is. I think it's that one there. I'll do that in a moment. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of materials stocked up over here which are contributing to the singularities, so I'm hoping that this setup will be able to burn through our stockpile, and then if it does that, these will be down to 0 and we can add some more of these quantum quarries to it, right? But if it doesn't keep up with it and there's still loads of materials there, then technically means we have to expand this array to keep up with the speed of these quarries. Right, we are almost done here. Just noticed that a couple of our pulverizers were sitting around doing nothing, so going to add 3 extra furnaces. Setting this stuff up is actually really quite easy when you use the conduit probe. So those are ready to run now. There they go. And we should see, yeah, these things start lighting back up as they add loads of stuff sitting around. We're also producing loads and loads of this stuff. And a moment ago I thought the system wasn't going to be able to keep up. So down here, added in some acceleration cards. That thing is doing just fine. This one over here, I thought we might need a couple extra pulverizers for our obsidian, but I saw it slowly ticking upwards. And maybe with those extra furnaces it will now be about even. But this was just under a moment ago. And actually no, it makes sense. It's filled up and now it's gone over here. So that number might slowly, steadily tick up and fill up this space, but everything else is absolutely fine there. It's a really cool system, isn't it? It's massive. Rightio, we're in this place and we got ourselves a nickel chicken and also tin chickens as well. And you can probably guess why I've got so many of these. It's because we are lacking on these materials. So I thought I'd grow up some more chickens and all of that's done now and we can go home and I can show you the latest on this project. As always, the world takes a moment to load. So let's go into here and look at our singularities, and you can see why I did tin and nickel. Now, I don't think the amount of chickens we had is going to allow these ones to overtake the other materials here, but it should make a difference, and the real point is that this is the maximum amount that we are allowed to craft. It's always going to be based on the lowest one, right? Because we can't convert nether quartz into nickel or anything like that. Anyway, this thing has been running around the clock a charm. I'm going to continue, however, trashing all of the ores that we don't need for now, because if you look at this setup over here, it looks like it's probably running at about a third, maybe a half at a push. One thing I've noticed is that these furnaces like to stay lit when they're not being used for a while. In fact, kind of looks like we're using a fraction of it, right? Same for these machines as well. Yeah, they're not being used at all, really. I think we could do a lot better. So before I go, the next thing to do is to double the amount of quarries that we have down here. We could possibly even triple it. I'll see how I feel though. Maybe we'll go for triple. Well, look at that. Quite a sight to behold. And yes, there is a cable running through the middle. There's some conduit facades on either side. That was going under the room originally, and I figured rather than going around or all the way down, let's just go through it like that. And also the chunk loader is still stuck in here on view. Right now these things aren't running. They also don't have... I need to make a copy of the filters, and they don't have fortune books in them, but I'm not going to put them in this time because I was thinking fortune doesn't work on ores. I was also told that using books would take up more power as well, so maybe this one here should have a fortune book. All the ones at the top were supposed to have them. Apparently I missed that one on the side. That explains why I had that extra fortune book in my inventory that one time. Enchanted book, one of these will be fortune free. There we go. So we'll leave the top ones with fortune in, but the ones down below I'm not going to bother, as it's only going to affect redstone and diamonds, and of course on our singularities we are doing just fine on redstone and lapis and the like. Right, so that's it. Every single one of these has been set up. They're all pretty much running at full speed, and we are using every single solar panel channel to get to these. So I've set them up so they sort of share power a little bit, just to try and even it out and keep them all going at full pelt. Now these things are supposed to run at 20,000 RF per tick, and this should output 40,000, so I'm not sure how much we're draining from our solars, as other things use it as well. But it is now all ready to be left alone. I'm going to log off the server. This thing is going to be running for several days, and it is going to be crazy. It's currently on top of everything this is putting out at the moment, and as you can see over here, it's probably got a room for a little bit more, but I'm very happy with this, and that's what I'm going to leave it at. And that's it. Over 5 days have passed by, and I'm back at the computer doing my first bit of recording. And it feels pretty good, actually. It feels like normal. However, looking at Minecraft is a little bit strange after you've been skiing for a few days. Now, if you want to hear about skiing, it'll probably be on my second channel. A Hermit Skies live stream is the first one I'm doing after getting back from skiing. I'm going to talk about it all then, not in this video. So let's talk about the project that we've been doing. While this has been running away while I've been on holiday, it has backed up. This is something that I expected and I tried to prepare for as well. If we go into here though, it is a success. We have made a large amount of singularities. However, I don't know at what point this thing actually backed up. So what I did before I went is I made a whole bunch of discs to hold any items that we're getting sort of caught up and filling up our drawers. So down here I left a load of drawers open and it looks like we are farming broken mob cages. Wow. We're also farming redstone torches, slabs, ridiculous amount of slabs going on over here, and just a whole bunch of junk is coming into the system at the moment. I am not sure actually what's the best way to deal with this. I might just start voiding the extra stuff from the quarries that we don't actually want to keep. And yeah, look over here, I crafted loads of these discs and now they've been filled up all the way. So what I'm probably going to do, well, we could actually do it together. This is what I'm going to do, exactly this. Start chucking them over here and seeing what we're getting from the quarries. That's interesting, the ores aren't going to the correct place. Something must have broken there. That's really strange, isn't it? And then loads of junk for like armor from chests that we break. Yeah, you can see why all of these things have... What is this about? I might be farming some sort of storyline that you have to explore the world to find out about. That is very strange. Oh, there is really actually quite some interesting stuff in here, right? We're farming Hermitrons! Wow, we might be able to complete some Hermitron sets without lifting a finger. That's amazing. That was totally unexpected. Yeah, so I need to kind of go through these discs and figure out what I'm going to do with them. However, as I said, now that we've collected a stupid amount of stuff, I think what I'm going to do right now is just go over there and void everything else and get this thing pumping out more materials for tomorrow when I wake up and record some more. Ah, there's more to this story. This chest filled up, which is why the ores went into the other one. How did cobblestone get in here? It is a complete mystery. I have one space free, and this is copper ore, which is actually the singularity we have the least of. So this is kind of decent, right? And that means all of that stuff should start moving through. Excellent. Okay, and we're back on track. Awesome stuff. It's not the next day yet. Further inspection, poking around. This thing over here I think is kind of frozen or bugged out. I put a load of extra upgrades on here and it doesn't seem to be able to pull out these items, although you will see the numbers change. I think there's just so much stuff trying to be pumped into here that this thing has kind of freaked out or something, and I'm just trying to trash all the stuff. So I'm thinking what we might end up doing is taking all of these materials over here, putting them into a filter and making that the only thing that can come out of here, so we won't get anything else on the side, unless we add it to the filter of course. But we can't add things like Hermitrons because each one of those is unique. So around the back here I've just disabled some of the conduit stuff, and like trying to do things on a large scale, man, so much gets in the way, so much is complicated. And I was just thinking, I don't think we've actually probably farmed a lot of singularities. I'll have to go back and watch the footage. I know a couple of them were under 75, so it's a good thing that they're above the diamonds now. But yeah, maybe it wasn't actually that much we farmed in total, and this thing might have backed up pretty quick. So it's a new day, and there are parts of this video that have become irrelevant. And that happens a lot when playing modded Minecraft, and also it loves to give me these broken ones every time I try and place the blocks. They're broken because I try to place them with this wand. That doesn't work. You've got to place painted cobblestone down one by one. So I was talking about parts of this episode being irrelevant, and now I'm talking about painted blocks. This happens so often when I play this game. So this is the quarry block, which we can see if we go down the side here. It's the middle bit, and the recipe of that thing, well, let's have a look for it here because I don't have it up on the screen. We could have probably built this thing out of that block. I mean, I've got loads of stone, burnt, and endstone, and nether stars is the thing we have the most of, crazy enough. But then again, they're technical blocks, so it made sense to paint them with cobblestone and then fill up the room like that. And it's a pretty cool roof. I wanted to put in this texture as well, but unfortunately it doesn't rotate like these ones do over here, so it kind of looks a little bit janky as it doesn't have a border on the bottom side. So anyway, that's what I did with that bit over there, and the part of the video that feels like it's become irrelevant is to do with a lot of the problems that we've had with this. I haven't been able to figure out what's going on, but now I have. you'll see that some of these quarries are disabled. The reason that they're disabled and I can't open them is because they seem to randomly lose the filter over here. I made this new filter to get all of the ores over to this place here and to just disregard everything else. And then all of a sudden this thing backed up again. It filled up and the system grinded to a halt, which I'm pretty sure is what it did while I was away. And then I came down here to investigate and things have gone missing from each of the quarries. So if I go and start to put these back, we've disabled 11 in total. You'll see that the filter's gone and so has the enchanted book. Now I remember putting in a lot of fortune books and now less than half have the fortune. So I believe those can be lost as well. But when I was working with the filters before, I did have like a little bit of a suspicion. Hang on a second, haven't I done this already? And now I can confirm it for sure because I changed every single one of them to a new type of filter. Now what we're going to do is craft a stack of those and then we're going to go and pinch, well actually no, we don't need to pinch one here. Let's put away our ones, let's swap over our bags, and in here I've just stored the other two types that we want to use. Now this will actually be really simple to do, right? If we just grab that and put this in here and that one in there as well, because they stack into one another, I think we might have doubled up there, no? This one now has redstone and lapis on, and that one has the poor ones, if you look there as well. Hopefully that doesn't mess it up. But anyway, I've just made a stack like that, so it isn't too difficult to actually go and recreate all of these. And you were disabled, but now you have your filter back. Let's see what's good. That's so strange. Well, I'll put one into there. You can see the problems we're running into here. The quantum quarries seem to be unreliable. And I'm going to put them all back and we'll check up on them again in the future. Oh man, I just got a wave of inspiration and then I just got a real big sad face. Okay, so I thought let's come over here and let's scan through and find out if we've got any of the Hermitrons that we're missing. You know, because we farmed these cases from the quarries. And then I was like, oh yeah, I haven't finished this place. I need to sort out the roof. Look, there's some gaps down below. And then I was like, where are all the Hermitrons? They're gone. Now, I'm going to guess it was probably an update that removed the item frames or something like that. I wanted to collect them all, man. And now I don't want nothing to do with this place. Oh, I'm so bummed out that I lost all of that. It might be possible to restore it in a way, but right now I don't really know, because obviously this is a bug, and I was going to come and work on this. I was going to open all of these up and scan through, and they're all missing. Oh, that was a real bummer. Look at what's filling up our storage system. What was the singularity I was furthest behind on? It was copper, and we have a heck of a lot of copper ore over here. I'm now going to have to set up a solution to get this stuff out of here. So it looks like when our system broke earlier, it then pumped everything into those drives. I was just having a look through the disk drives and yeah, it's all full of ores basically, which is really strange. So I need to get all of that stuff into here so it can get smelted and we can get more singularities. But this episode, I'm really aware it's been mostly spent in this room and it's been really kind of technical and going over like problems that keep happening and trying to solve them, and then walking over to that Hermitron room that really kind of burned me out there, and I sort of thought I need a break. I need a break from this, and I've got some really good plans for the next couple of projects we're going to do to get us over the line. I've had some fantastic suggestions, and very soon we will be crafting up these tools. We've probably got just enough to make the axe right about now, but I think I'll save it so we aim to make all of the tools, and then after that we're going to make all of the armor as well. And so it's a shorter episode than usual. It's been a bit of a strange one, I know, but tune in next time and we will be getting back on track with some more awesome projects and making progress. We're going to get it, trust me. We're going to get this infinity armor even if it kills X, okay? Even if we're doing it the long way around, we will get there. But that's going to be it from me this episode. If you have enjoyed it, leave a like as always. Thank you for the support. In between episodes, I'm going to be on here sorting out all of these ores. And then when we come back, hopefully it'll be all smelted. So I will see you in the next one. Ciao for now. Bye-bye.